Howdy folks, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey with the mighty Jingles. Now, I feel like I need to start off this episode with a word of explanation, because there was some confusion towards the end of the last video, and this was entirely my own fault. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I have actually done 2 playthroughs of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. One, where in the beginning I followed the instructions of Greek Ian McShane and gave my stepfather, Nicolaus, the Wolf of Sparta, a damn good stabbing, and then the second playthrough where I didn't. In the last episode you saw the consequences of what happens if you have killed Nicolaus when it comes to the confrontation against Stentor here. If you have killed Nicolaus, there are only 2 possible outcomes. 1, you kill Stentor. Well, technically there are 3 possible outcomes. 1, Stentor kills you, which is unlikely. 2, you kill Stentor. Or 3, you defeat Stentor and then walk away. At which point, as you can see here, he becomes a mercenary. And you can then track him down through the mercenary menu, as I've done here. And at that point, you can either kill him, or you can defeat him using non-lethal attacks, and then recruit him as a member of the crew of your ship. Now, in the last episode I did not show you the outcome where Nicolaus appears, assuming you haven't killed him at the beginning of the game, and forces a reconciliation between you and Stentor. The reason I didn't show you is because I kind of forgot to record it while it was happening. Because I'm a bit crap. Now if that does happen, and you will be seeing the consequences of that towards the end of this video series, but if that does happen, because I haven't done it, I just forgot to record it, both Nicolaus and Stentor become available as members of your crew. And you don't have to go to the effort of hunting Stentor down and beating him unconscious, as I'm doing here. Now, while Nicolaus is a very, very nice ship crewman, Stentor here, yeah, not so much. Stentor, unfortunately, is pretty much all mouth and no trousers. Once you've beaten him sufficiently, he just kind of forgets that he hates you and agrees to join your crew. But you do get a cultist clue out of him, and he's now available as a lieutenant for your ship. Unfortunately, well, he's a bit shit. At first you think, woohoo, epic crew member. Actually, he only has 3 points in each skill, and he's significantly worse than the crew that I already have at this stage of the game. But giving Stentor a savage kicking isn't a complete loss, because he did have a cultist clue on him, which is going to lead to the unveiling of the identity of the cultist sage in charge of the subsect of the cult of Cosmos known as the Peloponnesian League. Anyway, on with the plot. I'm still trying to figure out which of the 2 Spartan kings is a member of the cult of Cosmos and a traitor to Sparta. And while we've completed the 2 missions set for us by the 2 Spartan kings in order to regain our Spartan citizenship and get our house and home back, there is something else that we need to do before we can return to Sparta. My mother, Myrine, and Brasidas, the Spartan hero, are on a mission in the province of Arcadia, tracking down yet another cultist clue, and they've arranged to meet me there. Now, you might be looking at the 3-star bounty that I currently have on my head here in Arcadia and be thinking to yourself, Jingles, what have you done?
It'll be good to see Mater and Brasidas.
I haven't done anything, I swear. Although the fact that I do have a 3-star bounty on my head, and there's a mercenary bounty hunter sitting at the rendezvous point on top of the hill up there next to the statue of Artemis, where I'm supposed to be meeting my mother and Brasidas. So that's kind of concerning. But Jingles, why do you have that 3-star bounty if you haven't done anything wrong? Well, we know for a fact that the king of Arcadia is a cultist, and the second you cross the border of the province, you pick up that bounty. So this is going to be interesting.
Who are you?
Me? I'm no one. But you. You're even godlier than Brasidas said you'd be. It should be your statue between these trees.
Brasidas? What does he have to do with this?
Warrior, he said. Look for the mighty warrior with the broken spear. I added the godly bit.
I'm just a traveler. And there's more than one broken spear in this world.
And the eagle he mentioned.
What eagle?
Oh, great timing, Icarus.
Where is Brasidas? I need to speak with him.
Of course you do. And the woman, you'd like to speak with her too, yes?
Wait.
She looks like you.
Tell me where they went.
I should. It's what Brasidas paid me for, after all.
Then why don't you?
He didn't pay enough.
Oh, treachery. Well, we should have expected it. He is a mercenary after all. Unfortunately for him, he's bitten off a little bit more than he can comfortably chew because, believe it or not, I am actually starting to get quite good at this. Bloody took you long enough, Jingles. Yeah, alright.
Please, stop. Just a traveler, she says.
Tell me where they are, or I'll cut that shit-eating grin off your shit-eating face!
He said you had a nasty temper. He wasn't wrong.
Tell me where my mater is, and you may walk out of here alive.
You show mercy. Arcadia will give you none in return.
Speak!
You'll find them on a hill. A cliff overlooking Tegea.
Brasidas didn't pay you enough? Who did? Tell me, or I'll wrap your guts around your neck and hang you from that tree.
The Archon. He's paying more for your head than Brasidas could afford in 2 lifetimes.
Tell me who the Archon is. I want a name.
Lagos. His name is Lagos, and he's the most powerful man in Arcadia. He who controls the grain, controls the world.
Now, I only said I might let him live.
You threatened the wrong people, Malaka.
I don't threaten. I promise!
I never explicitly promised that I would. So he's going to get a damn good stabbing as well. I hope you're all proud of me, by the way. People kept saying, Jingles, you have to parry and then counterattack. Well, eventually I started paying attention. There's the dodge. And he's done. Mercenary defeated. And now we're going to take his stuff. Oh, a letter from Brasidas. Oh, I see. So, presumably, this is so that you do know where to go to find Brasidas and Marini, even if you don't force the information out of him. You can just get the information from the letter on the mercenary's body, assuming you kill him. So, what are they up to?
Thank the gods you found us.
I got your message. I killed the messenger. He betrayed you, Brasidas.
These cultists Marini told me about. They knew you were coming and must have forced Lagos to place the bounty on your heads. Trusting anyone in Arcadia will be difficult now.
Which is why I say we put that Archon's head on a pike. Our message to the Puppet King in Sparta will be clear.
I'm just going to cut a very long story short here. This is another part of the game where the choices that you made earlier on are going to come back to have consequences. Although, strictly speaking, they're purely superficial consequences, but they're consequences nonetheless. Brasidas and Marini have two very, very different strategies in mind for dealing with the cultist presence here in Arcadia. Brasidas wants things dealt with quietly. He doesn't want Lagos killed, because that would interrupt the flow of grain to the Spartan armies at a critical point in the Peloponnesian Wars. On the other hand, my mother's plan is to simply cut the heads off everybody and stick them on pikes until we start getting answers. You can kind of see where I get it from. I'm going with Brasidas' plan, because we have information that this Lagos guy might not exactly be 100% committed to the cause of the cult of Cosmos, and in fact is only doing their bidding because they're holding his family hostage. So if we can free his family, maybe we can flip him against the cult. It's got to be worth a try. Oh look! Sleeping victims. Best kind of victims.
What?
I do prefer it when they don't fight back. Right. So, where are these hostages then? There's a likely looking cage over there. Let's check them out. Yep, that's them.
Please stay. Grant me freedom.
You have saved me. Thank you, my friend.
Who are you?
Kassandra, Brasidas sent me.
Are we going home?
I have no idea. We've been trapped in this filthy cave for days, with no word from Lagos whatsoever.
You're free, but it's not safe to return to Lagos yet.
Are those scary men still with Peter?
Have you heard of the cult of Cosmos?
Only in whispers. Ever since my husband found new business partners, they've stationed guards around our home. For our safety, he said. Then one day, those guards dragged us here.
They're making your pater do things he doesn't want to do. I'll find Lagos and release him from these scary men.
And what of us? I can't go back to that Reps. And now that these guards are dead, we're in danger.
For now, go to my friend Brasidas. He'll meet you at the safe house, northeast of Teyer.
Where Lagos has his secret meetings.
Are you angry, Mater?
I am grateful you saved us. We'll go find Brasidas. Here.
It's at this point, or shortly after this point, where some of the choices that you may have made earlier in the game are going to come back and bite you in the eyes. If you can cast your mind back to when we were once we defeated the Monger, one of the heroes of the cult, we had to make a choice as to how we were going to dispose of him. Now, Brasidas wanted it taken care of quietly, again to cause the minimum of disruption in Corinthia. The Corinthians, on the other hand, wanted him executed publicly in order to send a message. And now if you chose to side with the Corinthians and go against Brasidas and execute the Monger in public, it sent a message alright. It sent a message to all of the other cultists. It sent a message telling them exactly what they should expect to happen if they were unlucky enough to fall into your hands alive. And that's going to make negotiating a peaceful outcome with Lagos very, very difficult, if not outright impossible, even if you have freed his family from the clutches of the cult. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, why the hell should he trust you? For all he knows, you said exactly the same thing to the Monger, right before you slit his throat in a public amphitheatre.
I knew you'd come find me, sooner or later.
What tipped you off?
I know it was you who freed my family. They're safe thanks to you.
I did what I had to, even with everyone in Arcadia trying to kill me.
The world is so chaotic now.
The cult made it that way.
We're living in divided times. Sparta against Athens. Old against new.
And you think the cultists aren't stoking the flames on both sides?
I've seen what they can do, what they're willing to do. I want what's best for Arcadia. I'll consider what you have to say.
It's not too late. Leave the cult of Cosmos and join Brasidas.
You expect me to trust you? After how you slaughtered the Monger? I know what you do to cultists. I won't bow my head just for you to cut it off.
That wasn't my plan.
Then I should thank you for letting me face death, as Spartans do.
Oh well, I tried, but it seems that my reputation has preceded me. And he seems to have suddenly acquired a spear and a shield. It's amazing what you can keep hidden in these roads, isn't it? Not that it's going to do him any good whatsoever. If you're not forced to kill him, he basically just switches sides and tells you everything that you need to know. If you are forced to kill him, you're going to have to loot the information from his body, while you're taking the rest of his stuff. Plus 2% all damage engraving, and the Spartan War Hero belt, as well as another artifact fragment. And of course, yet another cultist clue, so let's check this one out. And in fact, it was exactly the clue that we were looking for. One of the two Spartan kings, Pausanias, there he is, was stupid enough to send letters signed with his name to Lagos, issuing cult instructions. So we know who the traitor king is now. And now it's just a question of returning to Sparta and confronting him.
I'm here to face the kings.
Are you ready to take back our family's land?
Of course. But my purpose here is to bring down the cultist king.
You make your mother proud, Kassandra. But are you sure you have enough proof to accuse him?
I'm sure.
I'll gather the F4s and meet you in the throne room.
Who are the F4s?
You don't remember? Then again, you were only a child. The 5 F4s are elected from the citizens of Sparta. They have power over even the kings. You need to convince them if you wish to save Sparta from the cult's control.
See you in the throne room.
What are we waiting for?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
You summoned the F-Force?
You must have achieved some success to earn this adoring crowd.
I brought home a wreath for Sparta. Though I had to enter the games and win it myself.
Very good. But what of our Pancration champion Testicles?
There was an accident at sea before he could compete.
Games are hardly important. What about Viotia?
Stentor and I defeated the Athenian forces. You have nothing to worry about.
If you have nothing but good news to share, why did you call for the F-Force?
We were told serious charges would be brought.
Serious charges? Against whom?
You act as if you don't know. Against you, Pausanias. I have traveled Spartan lands and beyond, and found proof of Pausanias' betrayal. He's a member of the cult of Cosmos. These traitors are willing to kill hundreds to rule thousands. Here's all the proof you need.
Proof? What proof?
So the rumors are true. We never would have thought a king could be so dishonorable.
Honor belongs to history.
You deserve death.
How
for
dare
your
you
crimes.
threaten a king?
Pausanias, you are king no more. As of this day, you are exiled from Sparta.
Before Athena and Ares, I swear you'll regret this. Justice will be done.
You'll have your justice, puppet king.
Wait, exile? No. He needs stabbing.
Forgive us, my king. My daughter couldn't let him stay in power any longer.
Of course not. You've more than earned your citizenship. Sparta owes you thanks, and releases your home unto you.
Your home is returned.
Our home, lamb. Let us leave the court to its business. We'll talk outside. As for Pausanias, it would be wise to deal with him as soon as possible.
I will. He is a cultist after all.
When you've dealt with him, meet me at Leonidas' tomb. I must show you something important.
I'll find you there, Mater. King Pausanias is part of the cult of Cosmos. I'll have to kill him myself.
You're damn right I'm going to sort him out. He's not getting away without a damn good stabbing. Now, you've got two methods of dealing with this. You can either summon your horse and chase after him, but we happen to know where he's going. He's heading to the port of Kassandra. And if you have unlocked the fast travel point, then you can just fast travel there and lie in wait for him. If you haven't unlocked the fast travel point, it's also likely that that's probably where you left your ship, the address to you. And you can always fast travel to your ship as well. So there's at least two different ways of getting there ahead of him without having to chase after him on horseback. Either way, whether you chase after him, catch up to him and stab him, or whether you lie in wait and ambush him and stab him, he's getting stabbed. One way or the other. It's just unfortunate that there were so many innocent bystanders. Well, they're not entirely innocent. I mean, technically, this lot just suddenly, for no apparent reason that I could figure out, decided that they were going to attack me. Oh no, that's a 2-star bounty. It's going to be a 3 or 4-star bounty before I finished defending myself. There's the 3-star. Oh, seriously, folks? Come on. What kind of chance do you think you have here? You saw what I just did to a Spartan king and his 2 elite bodyguards. Do you fishermen really think? Ah, yes, Jingles, but they're Spartan fishermen. There's the 4-star bounty. Oh my god, there's a bounty hunter nearby. Icarus is distracting him. Who's this guy? Ooh, geez, that was nasty. Oh my god. Even more... Well, like I said, they are Spartan fishermen. They're not just... It's not like Athenian fishermen, is it? No. These are Spartans. We really, however, should try to put an end to this as quickly as we possibly can so we can loot the dead king. Get the hell out of here before more bounty hunters turn up. Look at the state of this. Unbelievable. Oh, and there's another one. Stop picking up the weapons! And another bounty hunter. Oh, for God's sake. Seriously? And this one's tossing poison bombs around. Right, let's finish this one off. Right, okay. Kassandra, the not as quite efficient as he would have us believe, is down. And now for Anastasia, the Turning Tide. And there's another bounty hunter turning up. Oh my god, this really hasn't gone according to plan, has it? There's now a 5-star bounty on my head. I need to finish my business here and get the hell out of Sparta very, very quickly. At least until this bounty has died off. And there's another bounty hunter coming. Jingles, all you had to do was stab the king. What the hell? How did... What could possibly go wrong, he said. You see how quickly things can escalate if you're not careful where you wave your sharp pointy metal object. It's fun though. I mean, it's I'm racking up the bounty hunter kills here, which is all, you know, it's part of the game as well. Once you become the #1 bounty hunter in the world, and there's another one turning up, there are some very, very impressive rewards. And if I keep screwing up my assassinations at this rate, I'll be the #1 bounty hunter in the world in absolutely no time. Fighting her inside this poison cloud is probably not a very good idea. Who's this clown? Can't quite make out his name. Yeah, low on adrenaline. They've chewed through half of my health pool. I need to get some adrenaline up so I can heal. Or I could just, you know, kill them. Either works. Now, there isn't another bounty hunter turning up, is there? I should bloody well hope not. Now, I think we've exhausted the supply of Spartan bounty hunters for the moment. I really do need to heal up. Either that will kill them very, very quickly. Both of which are going to require some adrenaline. Ooh, dodge. No, no, get out of there, get out of there. Let's at least finish one of them off. Down and out. The last bout. Oh god, the fishermen are getting stuck in as well. No, wait, no, he's just running for it. Okay, that's good. Okay, I've got some adrenaline, but I'm getting kind of low on health. Whoa, dodged that one. Oh, holy crap, there is another one turning up. Right, okay, we've recovered a bit of health. If I could... How many bounty hunters are there in the world? Why are they all in Ythia? Is there some kind of bounty hunter network that just keeps track of my location at all times? And they all just kind of follow me around, waiting for stuff to happen? It wouldn't surprise me. Right. This is definitely... I've lost track at this point. I don't even know how many bounty hunters came after me here. Was it 5? 6? Well, there's one left. You know, and the fishwife. I'm not really worried about the fishwife. Come on. Almost got him, her. Down, finish. Yes, now. Confirm the cultist kill. Before more mercenaries turn up. There's so many bodies here, I don't even know which one's it. There it is. Well, that was a bit messy, but, yeah, you know, whatever. Any landing you can walk away from and all that. I'm definitely taking this stuff. I think I've earned it. But first I'm going to confirm the kill on Pausanias before even more bounty hunters turn up, although at this stage I'm not sure there are any bounty hunters left alive in the world. But, job complete, finally. And it's time to head back home, now that I have one again, for some thoroughly well-deserved tea and medals.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Pythias, Come in.
It's good to see the two of you back home.
It feels good to be here.
You're here instead of in training. What's wrong?
I'm heading to Pilos as soon as I can. I think you may want to come as well.
I'd be happy to return the favor. What's waiting for us in Pilos?
Glory. The Athenians are pushing the Spartans back even as we speak. It would be a devastating loss for Sparta, and I can't allow that to happen.
It sounds like you've lost confidence in Sparta's warriors.
They're as strong as they've ever been. But now they're facing a power they can't even imagine.
Do you mean Demos?
Yes, that's what the rumors say. A force of nature in the body of a mortal who can cut down any soldier in his path.
If Demos is in Pilos, we have to stop him.
I'll wait for you at the ship, but be quick. Each moment we waste is another Spartan dead.
Alexios is in Pilos. You have to bring him back, Kassandra.
Bring him back?
We have our home again. We can be a family. It isn't too late.
I'll bring him back, no matter what.
This is serious, Kassandra. We may not get another chance.
Oh, we
I
will.
understand. He must have seen the cultists for what they truly are by now.
It doesn't
Nope.
matter what you have to do. Bring back your brother. You must.
Nothing will stop me. I shouldn't keep Brasidas waiting.
Be safe, Kassandra.
And then, a number of things happen at once. Cultist defeated, Pausanias. We have his sword, which is very, very nice. We have completed executing every member of the Peloponnesian League. I've hit level 50. Hooray. Damage, health, and quiver capacity increased. And the letter from the Ghost of Cosmos to King Pausanias is a clue as to the identity of the Ghost of Cosmos, the overall leader of the cult. So now all of the different threads that tie together the various different pieces of the plot are all starting to come together. And from here on in, things are going to get very, very plot heavy. Beginning with the Battle of Pilos, where we're going to confront our brother Demos in battle for the first time. Believe it or not, this was an actual battle that took place between Athens and Sparta in the Peloponnesian War. It took place in the year 425 BC, and Brasidas was one of the two Spartan commanders present. Technically, the battle resulted in an Athenian victory because once all the smoke had cleared, they were left in possession of the bay. But it wasn't a complete victory for Athens, as Brasidas was able to extract almost all of his troops and their ships, despite being trapped in the bay, after an Athenian fleet turned up on the second day of the battle, by simply refusing to take the bait that the Athenians were offering him, and instead concentrating on getting most of his men out. Nevertheless, it was an extremely embarrassing defeat for Sparta, who immediately rushed to negotiate an armistice with Athens, which seems like a bit of an extreme reaction when you consider that there were only actually 420 Spartan soldiers present at the battle. And the idea that Sparta would sue for peace after narrowly avoiding having only 420 soldiers taken prisoner might seem a bit odd. But the thing is, of those 420 soldiers, do you remember a few episodes back we talked about the various different layers in Spartan society? How right at the very top of Spartan society you had the Spartiates. And these were what people traditionally think of as the Spartans, the ones who train for nothing but war. All the way from boyhood, these were the creme de la creme of the Spartans. The soldiers, the generals, the leaders. The only ones with full voting rights. The thing about the Battle of Pilos was that of the 420 Spartans who, thanks to Brasidas, narrowly escaped imprisonment, 120 of them were Spartiates. And that might not seem like a lot until you take into consideration that 120 Spartiates at the Battle of Pilos comprised 10% of all the Spartiates who were at that time still alive in Spartan society. The idea that they came that close to having 10% of their elite wiped out seriously shook the Spartans up. And there's something else that's going to seriously shake the Spartans up. Your long-lost brother, Demos.
Demos! This fight is between you and me.
And it is one you cannot win.
Brasidas dies, his blood is on your hands!
His, yours, and every one of your friends!
Are you mad? We can still stop!
Enough! We will not stop!
I don't want to kill you, Alexios! But I will stop you!
My name is Demos!
This is a very tricky fight. Most of the tactics that you've learned this far, they don't really work too well on Demos. Things like, well, parrying one of his attacks and then following it up with a counterattack while he's staggered because, well, he doesn't really get staggered. And in fact, it seems to be the case that, well, he hits so hard that even if you parry one of his attacks, you, in fact, get staggered by it. Which, I mean, it isn't terrible because you have at least parried his attack, so he doesn't immediately follow it up, but you can't follow it up either. Then, of course, he has this whole firing lasers out of his sword thing, which you can't parry and you can only dodge. And, of course, he's also immune to the Spartan kick, which is kind of annoying because it's one of my favourite moves. Every now and then, though, he does seem to tire out, where you can stack a fair old bit of damage on him, but he doesn't stay tired for long, and reacts very, very violently once he comes out of, you know, whatever the hell it is. And then there's this, which again is just something that you pretty much have to avoid. And he's also very difficult to hit with ranged weapons. More often than not, he just sidesteps and dodges your shot. So it's more a question of just trying to wear him down while staying out of the way of his, well, unblockable attacks. And trying not to get hurt and caught in his various different area of effect abilities. It'll probably take you a good long while, longer, depending on the difficulty level that you've chosen. Oh, and that really hurts. And he does like to follow it up as well, so you must be very quick on the dodge roll in order to get away when he's rendered you vulnerable like that. I find that a perfect dodge like that is the best way to get some damage stacked up on him. But he has another trick up his sleeve. Normally, when you do execute a perfect dodge... Oh, crap, I didn't manage to roll out of the way of that one in time. But normally, when you do manage to execute a perfect dodge, you've got a good couple of seconds of bullet time to stack some damage on your opponent before they recover from your dodge. And... oh, he's done it again. Ow. While you do still get some bullet time to stack some damage on Demos if you have perfectly dodged one of his attacks, it's nowhere near as much as you get when you're fighting anybody else. As you can see, you can actually hit him with a Sparta kick, and it will knock him back if you're struggling for a bit of space, but he does not take any stun damage from it. All in all, he's a very tricky opponent to face. Oh, and he's done it again, and yeah, that really does hurt. You get caught in any of these, I don't know what the hell they are, but if you do get caught in them, you will be stunned, knocked off your feet, and he will jump all over you. So, you know, try to avoid that if at all possible as well. We're getting there though. And I staggered myself again by parrying one of his attacks. And unbelievably, I got the perfect dodge off and he managed to parry my attack during the bullet time segment where I was supposed to have the advantage. Like I said, he's a nasty bugger to fight. I'm now out of adrenaline, so I cannot heal up, because that costs adrenaline. Oh, get out of there, get out. Oh, bollocks. No. This is going to be very, very tight. See, the problem here, of course, is I need to actually score crits on him in order to work up some adrenaline, in order to heal. But he's a tricky bugger to hit. Okay, I managed to get some adrenaline up, I managed to get the heal off. Like I said, this is a tough fight. Come on. Damn it. He staggered me again. See, nobody else can do that. Perfect dodge, went into bullet time, and yet he parried my attack while time had slowed down. Basically, he just cheats. It's not fair. I don't like it. I should be the only one who can cheat. It's not fair when everybody else has the same unfair advantages. Oh shit. Got to get out of that. Wow. Oh, no. Well, yeah, that was going to be very, very difficult to dodge. He stacked 2 different types of area of effect damage on me there. I could dodge one, but not the other. Now what's he doing? Oh, I've not seen this one before. Shit. A minute ago, I had the advantage. I'd managed to recover most of my health. And then he started doing new stuff. Oh, he's doing it again. It's bad enough when he's got one area of effect ability up that you have to dodge, but then he starts doing more of them at the same time. Basically, Deimos is a bit of a bastard.
If we continue, one of us will die.
Isn't that the point?
I found Mother.
Finally reunited, only to lose each other again!
At this point, the game gives you the choice of just letting him lie there. And if you do that, I don't know what happens, because I've always tried to save him, because, well, I told Mum that I would. Unfortunately, that's never worked out too well for me either. What follows next is important on a number of different levels. If you're interested in getting the best possible family outcome from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, then pay very careful attention to the following conversation. The first time I played through this game, which is what you're watching right now, I just went with my gut when it came to choosing conversation options, which turned out, by luck, to be the right thing to do. The second time I played through, I didn't make the same choices, which means that when it comes to the family ending in the game, I am going to be able to show you multiple endings.
I don't know what you were thinking back there.
What? Trying to save you?
That's not what that was. I told you to stay out of my way. Yet here you are.
So what? I'm a prisoner until I'm killed?
That's the plan. Or I could come in there and end you anytime I please. But before that, tell me what you know.
I thought your cultists told you everything. Sounds like you're on their side, but they're not on yours.
You think I'm just a puppet? Then prove it to me. Tell me why I'm on the wrong side. Convince me. I dare you.
What do you want to know?
Everything you claim to be true. But after this, I kill you. Why was I abandoned that night on the mountain?
So, your aim here should be to try to convince him that Deimos is just a puppet of the cult, but Alexios has a family who still cares for him.
It was the Pytheas Prophecy. The Spartan effort said there was no other choice.
A prophecy?
You and I both know who feeds the Pythia her words.
I do. A baby with a fate so terrible it was thrown off a cliff. What kind of prophecy would lead to that?
The Pythia said you were going to bring Sparta to greatness or to its downfall. Waiting for the outcome was too big a risk.
A risk?
I heard you're unpredictable.
I call it being decisive. You weren't decisive that night. You, my family, let me go.
Let you go? You have no idea what happened on that mountain.
Then tell me.
No one told you that I tried to save you. I ran to catch you. I killed an elder. That ended my life too.
Always trying to play the hero. It wasn't enough then, and it isn't enough now.
I did everything I could, and I'm doing the same today.
It's too late. There's nothing you could say to make me feel like family.
Listen, after you and the Elder fell, they threw me off Mount Taietos too. Pater let me go. It was his duty.
You were abandoned too?
Yes.
But we both survived. Against their wishes.
We did. We're alive.
Maybe it serves them right.
And now for what is probably the worst kept secret in the game. Yes, Cleon's a cultist. Yeah, I know, big surprise.
In the gutter. I heard shouting. It's nothing. Leave. Now!
Go on, Cleon. Remind him that he only thinks he's in charge.
This was not your action to take, boy. I am not your puppet.
Oh, yes, you are.
And you are not my master.
Oh, yes, he is.
Of course, champion. Any discretion I won't repeat.
You see, the cult are actually scared of Deimos, but they keep him around because they think they can control it. But they're rapidly getting used to the idea that you just can't control anybody as unpredictable as that.
Keep in mind, you put yourself in the cell.
I don't recall doing that.
You have to understand. This is all for Athens, Kassandra. Pericles would have impoverished the entire city. The people were living in squalor.
So you had him murdered?
You can't find the perfect yolk without breaking some of the quail's eggs. He wasn't right for us.
Then you'll do things differently than Pericles.
Friends flank my every side. The people trust in me. They know my every decree and law will be to their benefit. And they will delight in what I have planned.
Come into the cell. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Let's see what happens.
Fortunately for me, there are other fires I need to extinguish. I have heard word of revolt.
Already? That was fast.
I have a plan. They can't revolt if they're dead.
I don't know how you can take on a band of rebels if you refuse to fight this one.
The act itself is out of my hands. The vote has been cast. What did I tell you? The people have given me their blessing. I use their power.
That's not democracy.
The people have chosen their destiny, Kassandra. They've chosen me.
Fuck you, Cleon.
I'm not alone in this. The people of Athens have spoken without me lifting a finger. That is how you treat rebellion.
They don't know what they're agreeing to.
You helped me in Athens, even willingly. If only you were more like your brother now.
A pity.
The cult wins, Kassandra. Now, I have to see about the boat heading to Mytilene. Its people are in for a rude awakening.
I hate to break this to you, Kassandra, but Cleon's 100% right. In a democratic system, people tend to end up with exactly the kind of leaders that they deserve. If you voted for somebody out of fear and ignorance, or if you knew that they were the wrong choice, but you couldn't bother yourself to vote against them, Cleon is exactly the kind of leader that you end up with. Ah. Hello, boys. Oh my god. Being rescued by Socrates and Barnabas. How embarrassing.
Good timing.
Interesting. Death may be the greatest of human blessings after all.
At least you tried.
Surely it's the thought that counts. Thank the gods you are alive, Kassandra.
If those guards are not the last, I say we need to leave and do so quickly.
Wait. We need to talk about Cleon.
Socrates is on to that Malaka. We know what he is doing.
Be brief. Her equipment, Varnavas. Come, Varnavas. Kassandra, meet us at Pericles' residence. There we'll discuss all we know.
Rescued by Barnabas and Socrates. I am never going to live this one down. First, however, we're going to have to take care of Cleon before he wipes out the people of Mytilene. And what's more, we're going to do it democratically. Because Socrates is involved, and he won't let me do it any other way. All of that coming up in the next episode. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.